What up, Pacers? This is Peace Talks, and this is Will.
Alex. Caitlin. Bergen.
Andre.
So today, we're mainly just going to be doing our conversational piece, which is basically a semester in review for William Peace University. So, who wants to start? Crickets.
I'm trying to think of like the beginning of the semester. I was so hopeful.
Yeah, it's always hopeful.
I was so hopeful.
Gets less and less hopeful as the years
Yeah.
go by. I promise you that.
Honestly, I don't think I was that hopeful this semester because like we started off and like for volleyball we got like the first week of class off, which was like all of 3 days because the first week of class starts on Wednesday, and then the very next week we had workouts at 7 a.m. So I was like, what's an off season?
Yeah, I feel that.
So I feel like I just didn't start off well, and then I had some like other stuff go down in my personal life where I was like not okay. Ugh. Legit, like once what month was that? Towards like the mid to end February, I was not okay. You've heard me talk about Betty before.
Betty,
my grandmother.
Ah, yeah,
Betty, I love that lady.
Betty.
Yeah, so she passed, so I was like not okay. And then things have just been like on a downward spiral since. No biggie, we're fine.
Yeah, it
No
just
biggie.
it's kind of like just a common theme around this campus.
Oh God.
Downward spiral.
Spiraling. No
Out
biggie.
of control. Andre, what you got, buddy?
Can you relate to the spiraling?
Spiraling, nah, but it's
Like a toilet bowl.
it's up and down. It's ups and downs. That's what this semester is, ups and downs. It's like you got to do certain things that you don't want to do, but you have to do it in order to leave a place. So you got
You trying to leave peace? Wait, is this an exclusive? I'm not gonna put you on the spot. You can ignore that. It's fine.
Nah, but
Put me on the spot.
I mean, everybody's trying to leave college, right? Everybody wants to go.
Yeah, but some quicker than others.
Yeah, no, I'm okay. I'm okay staying here for. My mom was
say
like,
that?
"Oh, you're halfway done." I was like, "Oh my God."
Yeah, because then you have to do adult, and that's just, whew.
Have you heard about me talk about fake adulthood before?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Have.
beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
it's a
I don't want to
masterpiece.
give it up in 2 years.
I mean, you don't have to give it up. I mean,
Yeah, but like you're supposed to.
you're supposed to, but I think it's kind of overrated. Growing up's overrated.
I don't want to. You know how like you're younger and you're like, I remember. Can't wait till I'm like older and I'm
Yeah, not anymore.
I'm like, can I just skip the whole like work thing and go straight to retirement? Because I feel like that's where I thrive.
I got a rocking chair you can use.
Yay! Do you have a front porch too?
Not here. I might could go get mine from back home and bring it up.
Thank God.
Use on a balcony.
I'm just gonna dig my front porch out of the ground and bring it up here. Not sure how I got that image in my head, but yeah, this semester for me, boy, where shall I start? It's been a lot. I mean, just project after project after project after project, and it's just been like all at the same time, like a
Also,
Group project.
baseball.
yeah.
There's that too.
Yeah, if you've followed our record, which
You should.
you might not have at this
Shall I
point.
pull it up?
You can if you want. Go ahead.
It's a fact checking.
Fact check away.
Boy.
It's just been it just adds to the whole downward spiral theme for this
Y'all
place.
spiral either in the 5th or the 8th inning.
Yeah, we have a knack for not finishing games, unfortunately. But
Shall we get a fact check?
Go for it.
So you guys are 9-21 overall,
Oh my.
and 5-13 in conference.
yeah, it's definitely been quite the season. And you know the thing is, and you can attest to this because you've been out there for a portion of it. Like we've been in
A portion, a majority.
a majority. Fact check again.
Fact check.
Like we've been in games. It's just like
Yeah.
like, we're not getting our ass kicked. It's just like, not all
Some of the games. Some of the games.
Some, a few, but like not all.
Yeah, but like
The last
some of them,
one,
I
yes.
feel like some like either like in the top of your lineup, either only one of your hitters is hot, so then you get 3 easy outs right after that. So you leave men on base like none other.
Unfortunately.
Literally. I'm not even gonna talk about you guys leaving men on base.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's definitely a point of improvement, to say the least.
Yeah. Definitely.
But anyway,
I just want to know, like, overall, how many you guys left all season, because
how much time do we have? I mean, and I hate it because, like, I hate it, but, like, that's definitely been a bad point for us this year, is leaving men on. But it is what it is. I mean, we have a lot of talent on our team, I feel, but we just never really put it together. So, yeah. Who else got something?
Alex.
This semester's just been very busy for me. All the theater internship stuff, the group projects, papers. Very stressful. Downward spiral, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
More days that pass, the more ready I am for summer. To not have to worry about any of this.
Mm.
I don't know, my problem is professors expect too much of the time we have.
Yeah, I can agree with that 100%.
And, like, I'll be fine, like, I care about school, I care about my classes, that's fine. But, like, the professors also have to understand what students deal with.
Yeah.
And that we have multiple classes.
So I started out strong, and then lack of care from the professors make me have a lack of care in the class.
That'll do it. I mean, my thing is, most of these projects that we get assigned, it's just like, what's the point of this? Like, when you get outside of this campus, what's this going to do?
My thing is, the term I hate is, well, when you get in the adult world, I'm sorry, I have a job, and I'm in
Yeah.
school, I'm already in the adult world. Like,
Facts, okay?
Like, yeah, I hate that
If
excuse.
you have something... Oh, I had a professor give me this one this semester. Well, if you were working a job and you had a deadline, I was like, girlfriend, I work a job and I do have deadlines with these kids because I coach. And I do have deadlines I have to meet. So I'm like, what do you mean when? I know how it works. Why you...
But you know what that proves when they say that? School's a fake environment.
Yeah.
Scam.
It is a scam. It is a racket. Like
I
don't even
don't get me wrong. I'm learning stuff that I need to learn. Like you have to learn the programs and how to use them and all that kind of stuff. But like I feel the environment is fake that you're doing.
It's a very fake environment. Like
no, my thing is, like, the stuff that I'm doing in classes right now, I don't have to come in to learn. Like,
yeah.
It's
I could do it
so
online. I could.
pointless.
yeah.
And I feel like, as we're getting closer to, like, graduation, it shouldn't be like that.
For example, like you have like this one class you do on a computer as a computer program, and like you could very easily do it at home, which you have, right?
Yep.
But he doesn't want you to do it at home. That's what I'm saying. Like it's a fake environment. Like you have to do it on the premise. Like
I mean, that's why I paid for
oh, it's getting hot in here.
iCloud, or no, is it Creative Cloud for the Adobe products?
Mhm.
The student version of it for like the last couple months for my design and typography class because I don't live on campus. So then I would have to drive 20 minutes just to do homework that would take me 30 to drive 20 minutes home.
Exactly.
That makes zero sense.
Well, you barely have time to do the assignment.
None
I
of
don't
it
have time
makes
to
And
drive
it's like,
back and forth
I
for
don't
it.
have 40 minutes to drive to do a 30-minute assignment. I don't. I have a class schedule, I work, and I'm also a student athlete. I have stuff I'm doing that I can't spend 40 minutes driving to campus to use the computer with the program on it. So I pay $20 a month to have Creative Cloud on my laptop. But I feel like that should be something that the school provides, especially with the freaking tuition that we pay.
Well, and the fact that you don't have
increase-
access to the labs all the time to
No.
use the computers that we need to because there are costs.
And if you're raising our tuition $1,700, where's it going? Are you paying for at least the comm majors to have the programs on their computers that they need, or the SGD majors that need that have the programs on their computers? Because I bet they pay for them too, and that's ridiculous. Because I see those SGD majors in the lab till like 3 a.m. every freaking day,
Every day.
and it's ridiculous. I'm like, yes, some of them live on campus, and that's convenient, and that's when they want to do it.
But for those who
But
don't,
for those that don't and legit have to work or have to do whatever,
There's life out there outside of these walls.
like people work from home all the time. My mom works from home every Friday because she has the things on her computer that she needs to do that she can do at home.
My mom works completely at home online. Like she teaches and does it's all online.
But that's the
Everything's
thing.
online now.
But that's the thing. Like, because that actually makes sense, and nobody's there to be like, oh, but you have to do it. No, you don't. Like,
And that's that fake environment. It's like
exactly.
And it's like now I have to pay $20 a month so that I can get my homework done on time because I don't have the programs I need in my toolbox.
Yep.
That's what I'm doing. I bought the Adobe Suites
Yeah.
like at home because I don't have time to come back here.
No.
And then I can't open it up here because I have the newest version and then get counted off for that. It's
Yeah.
cool.
I had a teacher in a particular class where he was going to be gone for a week, and no crap, like he made us come in every day and take a quiz. It was a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and he had us take a quiz, and it had one question: were you here? True or false? That's it. And he had cameras set up to make sure we did that.
That's a little ridiculous.
It is very
Because, like,
ridiculous.
what was your purpose of being there?
Mine,
Because
none.
what did you do?
Not.
We were supposed to do work
Work on what?
for projects.
Oh.
Yeah.
But see,
But
that's
if
the
you
thing
could have done
again.
that
Like,
from home.
but that's
Yeah.
the thing. I can't open up the project on this software because it's like old version.
Oh, lovely. So we don't even have updated versions.
Yeah, we're
here.
So we
Paying
can
how
see.
much
You can
to
see
go
my final
sell?
project if I upload it on YouTube. But other than
Yeah,
that-
it just.
Let's do that.
But yeah, I've always thought school was kind of a fake environment, but like it didn't really click till like just then when they're like, oh, but when you get out in the real world,
I'm like,
you're proving my
So am I
point when you
living-
say
am I living in the
that.
fake world, like
I'm like,
Like, what?
dude,
And-
I work in the real world.
yeah.
And you know what the difference is? You're getting paid for it,
And like,
and you're probably doing something you enjoy a
and
lot
like,
of time.
listen, and they're talking about, oh, you're gonna need to deal with people that you don't like to. Listen, I deal with parents and kids I do not like on a day-to-day
Yeah.
basis, and that's fine. I get paid to do that, and I get paid to deal
But
with
that's
that.
the thing.
But
is you
I
get paid
guess
to
what?
do that.
And I do my job, and I show up, and I coach every kid the same, and I treat every parent the same because that's what I get paid to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they tell me that, oh, well, I'm working with you, but in the real world, people won't work with you like this. Da, da, da. I'm like, really? Because I've seen otherwise.
Yeah.
I've seen my bosses at my volleyball club work with me on scheduling stuff. Like, for example, Saturday, tomorrow, the 13th of April, if you were wondering the specific day that this is all occurring, sorry. A lot of information happening. It's the last tournament of my club season that I coach in. But it's also the same day of my spring tournament that I play in. And I talked to my bosses, and I was like, listen, I can't go to that tournament. I have to play, and that comes before my job. And they were like, totally understand that. And they worked with me.
Yeah.
What you mean people aren't going to work with me in the real world? Boom, example.
Have you ever noticed, like, in the real world with stuff like that, it's almost like surprising how much they actually do work with you, because like here at school, like you've been trained to believe like, oh, it's going to be very like strict, and it's just like not that way because they actually use their common sense.
I'm getting very ticked off right now.
Yeah.
Well,
Just
that
thinking
goes
about
back
it.
to that fake environment thing you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Well, you come
You could-
And it's like,
and you're
keep
put
on
in a
going.
system that is kind of made for only certain people to succeed anyway, right?
Yeah.
Or it's only made for you to get to a certain level and don't teach you everything you need to know in the first place, right? So you're doing all this stuff, getting all this school and getting lied to all your life. From your kid, you're told, hey, you don't need to know certain things in math class because you can't learn them yet. But
Yep.
then you go into that math class, say, oh, you can learn them, but at the time they just wouldn't tell you.
Yeah.
And everywhere, history class, certain things they hide about everything else is. So it just really what you really need to know, you're not gonna learn all in school.
Yeah.
You just got to know that as soon as you can, hopefully early. Because when you get older, you find out when you get in the real world, so to speak, as they say, and you find that out, it may be a little too late for you.
Yeah.
So hopefully when you get into higher ed, or before you get into higher education, realize what you want to do it. Because when you're trying to accomplish that, you need to work outside of school. You can't depend on school to get you where you want to be. You got to put in that work outside of class to get what you want to be. That's what I do anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think when you know what you want to do, for the most part, that's the point when you need to like start going all in for the most part on that. And when you're in college or wherever, like you're still having to take classes about things you're never going to use. Like I don't need to know like the square angle for blah. And I just pulled that one out of my head. But you get what I'm trying to say there.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to need that ever.
I took my one and only math class my freshman year that I will ever have to take in college.
Lucky.
And it was amazing because the professor was an adjunct and he left after that semester and his curve gave me an A.
I didn't take math, so
That's why my patience
thank
was.
God.
That's why my patience with college has like gone way down, because it's like I know so vividly like what I want to do,
Yeah.
and like 95% of what I'm doing on this campus
nothing
has
to do
absolutely
with it.
nothing to do with that, and nor is it helping me get to where I want to go.
Another thing that I can't stand is when the professors use, don't come to me complaining about a certain thing. You have to figure out yourself because that's what you do in the adult world. No, it's not. But you're the professor right now, so I should have the right to come to complain about this certain thing to you because you're in charge of the grade.
Teach.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thing is, I don't put faith in nobody here.
No,
That,
you
like,
can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
I've learned that.
And that's even in life. I don't put faith in nobody to teach me anything that I'm going to end up doing myself. Because through my whole life, I had to learn what I learned myself. When I tried to ask, I'd get little nuggets, but I would never get the full thing until I experienced it, or I just researched my own self. So I don't put faith in nobody but me to figure out what I need to do.
And I feel like you will run into, like, going off of what we said earlier about how, like, people are nice and people will help you when you need it. But, like, yeah, there are going to be those a-holes that don't help you and they're, like,
Sure.
mean bosses or whatever. But, like, that doesn't mean there's not going to be somebody in your corner in your workplace.
Somewhere.
Somewhere. And it's just, like, when you're telling me that you're basically just an island. I'm like, no, that's not how life works. You're not just an island.
No.
Everyone has some sort of support system. Some are bigger than others. But it's like, whatever. Like, you know, nobody's an island. People may feel like an island in, like, certain aspects of life or whatever, because, like, loneliness, it happens. I get it. Sad boy hours, woohoo. But, like, you're not an island, like, all the time. Like, sometimes you may feel isolated and you need your me time. I get it. Go take a bath. Put a bath bomb in there.
Eating strawberries.
Eating straws, go ahead. But, like, you're not always going to be an island, and I feel like these are what these professors are trying to tell us. And I'm like,
No.
and, like,
that's
there
not
are those few,
realistic.
and there are those few professors that are amazing and that are like, I got you, I'm going to
Yeah.
help you through this, and I freaking appreciate
They're
you.
but
Those are the ones too that will like listen to you vent. Like
They're
on your
a dime a
side,
dozen.
Too.
They are a dime a dozen, and, like, they're few and far between, and I appreciate the ones that I've had. But the ones that are, the ones that are not that way are just so, they really ruin the college experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, just that, like, getting a degree. Like, it really makes you question at times.
So what
Sorry,
is
Mom.
the college experience supposed to be?
I mean, I'm having a great time.
No, I think it's just frustrating. Maybe it's a generation thing. Who that? I don't know. But like my mom. Okay, so she was talking about like her university experience, and it's just like I wanted that. It was not as much like testing or like exams or get this in by the certain
It's
like it was.
experience.
Yeah, and I was like,
It was more of doing
it
like
was on this campus. I feel like nobody's on the same page, and it's not as like community.
Unified.
Yeah.
Because
So I think like a college
yeah.
experience, like you want to be together with your friends like a lot. It's like you kind of consider that campus like your home.
yeah, I feel like we do have, I feel like there, in some aspects, Peace has a great community behind it. And in other aspects, I feel like it's a bunch of individuals walking around on campus.
Mhm.
And it's really sad to see because, like, I love peace. Oh, like, I love it. I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad this is the college that I chose. But at the same time, like, sometimes I feel like there's a lack of community because people think it's not cool to go to events or it's not cool to do that. I'm like, who gives a lip beep? Who gives a beep? Because I don't like, I'm like, I just want to have fun. Like, I want to hang, like, late night breakfast. Everyone goes to late night breakfast. And that's a tradition that everyone loves. But why can't everyone go to, like, every cab event? Why can't everyone go to every theater play? Why can't everyone go to every game day?
Why can't all of those events be?
Like, why can't everything be on that same level? Like, yes, some things are going to be more attended than others. But I feel like there are some events that get no attendance.
Mhm.
Like, literally, it's only
And it's
people
not.
that
And it's
set it
not
up.
because it's
And it's
that
not
it's at a
because
bad
of lack-
time. It's because
It's not because of lack of advertising.
Or
It's
because
not
of
because of
time.
a lack of, like, a weird time. It's because it's a lack of participation in the community.
yeah.
And, like, I feel like we have a great alumni basis that love to come back and do things, but I feel like we don't have enough events that connect
With
current
are
students to
here.
alumni.
it's a lot of alumni and the community outside of our campus, and we need more of inside our campus.
Yeah, and, like, they want to talk about all this, like, immersive learning and, like,
Oh,
going
God.
out and doing
Don't
stuff.
even
I'm
get
like,
me started with that
I'm like,
crap.
what are you talking about? Because I have yet to leave this campus.
Yeah.
And
For
do
a class.
immersive learning.
And that, like,
Or
that.
yet to even leave the classroom.
That's the problem with, like, I feel like a lot of college everywhere is just broken because, like, and everybody uses, like, the people experience as, like, a good thing to say about college, but, like, you could literally take that same money that you're spending to go to college and spend it elsewhere and probably less of it to get a completely different actual immersive experience and be around, like, people
Yeah.
and have the people experience.
Because the law of attraction is real, at least in my opinion anyway.
Yeah, I buy that.
The people that you're going to be around that are going to help you, they're going to
Mm-hmm.
find you eventually. It may not be at the time that you wanted it, but eventually they're going to find you and you're going to find them. And imagine all the money you put into college, you put in investing in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine how big that can propel you versus having to do certain things. Now, there are benefits and downpours to everything, but it just seems like over the years and people starting to realize that a system that was created to do one thing is doing another, and now it's really broken and cracked in half because times have changed so much and technology has changed so much that now it's kind of that, see, most universities are left behind and they're not putting up money that we're giving them for to actually advance the quality of education that's put forward.
It's 2019. Everything runs through this.
Yeah.
Like-
He's pointing at his phone, by the way.
Yeah, I've got it right over the mic. So, it's like,
Like, by the way.
so like 90% of what we learn in college, I could
Google
pull
it.
it up on here and learn it in 15 minutes, if not
Yeah.
less,
YouTube videos.
if I
Google
even
it.
care to. Like, you're paying all that money, or somebody's paying all that money for what?
And it's because to get that piece of paper so that
Yeah.
you can get a job, because that's what is a freaking requirement for all of these jobs that people are trying to get. It's like, oh, we want to see that you have a college degree, that you have that that basis of knowledge. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what basis of knowledge are you talking about? Like, yes, there are some classes where I'm learning a lot and that I didn't know anything about before, but there are also a lot of classes where I'm like, is this useful? Because I could have learned this myself.
And like, speaking of that, like, most jobs aren't even like that anymore because they see that. Like,
Yeah.
if you actually think your GPA, however good or bad, like, if you actually think that's going to dictate the course of your life, like, you're lost, I think. Because it's just like, I don't think a GPA can, like, dictate how good you can be at what you actually want to do.
Because it's a
I
false
agree.
number.
It's a very false number. It's the same with, like, the SATs and the ACTs in high school to get into a good college, which, like, to me, that's a whole thing in itself.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't be at peace without volleyball. I'm very glad that it brought me here.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, if I didn't have volleyball, I'm sorry, Mom, but I don't know if I would go to college.
I'm so on board with that.
I'm so sorry, Mom,
Like,
because my mom listens to these. I'm so sorry.
I'm literally on the same exact page with. In fact, like I was having that same conversation with somebody the other day, like saying the same stuff.
Did you hear that? That was my stomach.
I did not.
I'm kind of hungry. Anyway. But so sorry, Mom. But like, and I feel like I would have gone to a big university, definitely if it weren't for volleyball, and I may have like loved the college experience there because it's very different than a small university, and that would have kept me there, and volleyball is keeping me here. But like, once again, I'm so sorry, Mom. She listens to every one of these.
I mean, what's the value of this piece of paper though? Because you said, I hear what you say. And about, oh, this piece of paper can get you into this job or that job, but I keep seeing nowadays connections and experiences get
Yep.
If you go on job requirements, it's more about experience.
That's my thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I want to go into social media, and there's not a program at this school that really does
that's
that.
what I'm doing now. Like, that's my job, and they looked on my Instagram and Facebook.
That's what I'm saying. Social media.
School stuff, that's it.
And it's like I really could probably go out and get an unpaid internship doing some type of social media something and like live at home and then go from there. And I don't need a piece of paper.
You're right on the money.
To do that.
You were like right on the money with that. Because I mean, everything is social media nowadays. Like, especially for that or what I want to do. Like,
yeah.
What this is, what we doing right here.
Exactly.
Literally, this is why we're all comm majors.
Like you realize, like, you could literally make a YouTube account, make your own podcast. Exactly. Like, you could make your own podcast, start your own show, and send it out to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people until you get something that sticks. And it's true. Like, that's like you just send that stuff out to hundreds of people, and like all you need is one to give you an opportunity. Yeah. And I just did that, and I enjoyed it, as opposed to...
It just reminded me of the Lady Gaga thing, where she's talking about how she got A Star Is Born, the movie.
Yeah.
She's like, you could be in a room of 199 saying no, but you only need one to say yes.
But it's so true.
But she literally made this analogy, like, probably 20 times.
Yeah.
And, like, she already had a music career before this. So I'm like... What do you mean? Anyway, sorry, that just made me think of it.
That's funny.
Also, I feel like I would be more dedicated to work if professors didn't treat you like you're in elementary school and like think you can't handle anything.
Oh my god.
Like, we're all adults here. We can handle it.
I don't like getting talked to like I'm in high school. Like, I am in a full-fledged fake adulthood stage of life, and it's awesome, and I love that I have limited responsibilities. Like, I have to keep myself alive on a day-to-day basis, and I have to fend for myself, and I have to take care of myself. But, like, what was the beginning of that? Because I really got carried away.
No, like,
getting treated like you're...
But, like, I live on my own. I take care of myself. Talk to me like that. Don't talk to me like I'm living at home with my parents. And I live on my own. I take care of myself. Talk to me like I am. Don't talk to me like you think I should be. No. It's so annoying.
I literally had a teacher in one of my classes this semester, like, he got on to me because, like, sometimes I would, like, it was a 50-minute class, and sometimes when we were, like, clearly, like, done and everybody's just kind of, like, done with everything or winding down, I would leave at the 45-minute mark. I would
5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes to go, 45 minutes in.
5 minutes left.
5 minutes left, and I would just, like, leave. And he, like, actually gave me grief about that, like, saying, like, oh, he leaves class early. He was sending me an email. He's like, you leave class early all the time for no reason. I'm like, there's 5 at the most minutes left. Like, what else do you want me to do? We're not doing anything else. And it doesn't...
And you have other stuff you could be doing.
Yes.
You're just sitting there.
I have more to do than what's in this
other
room.
Classes, and work, other stuff going on. Like,
yes.
I mean, or like whether you can use that extra 5 minutes, like, oh, I can go out and get lunch before this class instead of starving myself for 3 hours because I have class.
And I feel like that's happened a lot, at least lately to me. Like, in classes that I'm going to class and we're literally doing nothing and just sitting there or going over the same stuff. just because but they still make us go to class and we're not allowed to leave or work on anything else. Yet I have other stuff to do that's more important than sitting around going over the same information, talking about the same thing over and over again. I have other classes. I have a job. Like, I need that time could be used elsewhere.
Nothing.
I think this is like the pressure too, because I would say I was like 3 weeks into this semester. Like, I was feeling good about my classes. And then, like, I didn't have really a bad grade in anything. And then, like, an email came from one of my professors that was shocking to me. And he was like, based on your grade, which I thought I had a good grade in there. He's like, I'm going to have to see all of your work. Like, it's going to be hard to catch up from here. And it was like 3 weeks into the semester. And so it's like, once you get that email, it's like,
Yeah.
like, I'm not even motivated.
It
Because
hits you
it's
hard.
like, you know how long I have to catch back up and make the grade good, which I thought it was already. But it's just like so much pressure
And
for
it's
nothing.
like,
It is.
college is supposed to be hard. Like, you're not, like, I'm not a student that's going to get all A's. I know that. And I was on the phone with my mom. Once again, sorry, Mom. She listens to everyone. I was on the phone with my mom, and I was telling her my grades, and I had all A's and B's. And she was like, all right, Bergen. And I was like, what do you mean?
What are you all writing about?
I literally was like, what do you mean? And she's like, nothing. Those are good. Those are good. And I was like, it's just like, it just hits you enough where it's like, oh, I might cry right now because I'm just like so not okay right now. But like, it just like hits you enough where it's like, really?
Yeah.
Like, I'm doing all this work. I'm proud of that.
Boy.
And you're like giving me a, oh, okay. Like, it's not good enough. And I'm like, Jesus. Like, just add that, like, also, like, that's, like, probably one of my biggest insecurities is not being good enough, like, just in general. So I'm like, just tack that on to that and just, like, makes me a little bit more emotional about it. So I'm like, come on. I was like, I'm proud of that. And then that hit me. And I was like, and especially because, like, I love my mom so much and, like, I looked up to her so much. I do look up to her so much and stuff. That I'm just like, especially coming from my mom, I'm like, oh. I'm like, I thought I was doing enough, though. Apparently it wasn't, but I think so. But she thinks otherwise, so it's like this like battle in your head that you're like, shit.
But I feel like a lot of people's parents are like that because they always seem
know
to
it's
expect that bit
I know
more.
it's like out of love and stuff, but it's just like,
'Cause my dad's
give
like
me
that.
a pat on the back. That'd be great. Gold star.
Well, that
something.
and at the same time, does the grades you get in college really matter? They don't look to see what your GPA was. They look at if you have
got
the
the
diploma.
paper. Do you have the paper? Yes.
So
okay,
if you get
cool.
the diploma, then
Honestly,
And I don't want to go to grad school.
yeah.
oh
So I'm like,
hell
So
no.
if you don't like the grades,
So I don't
matter.
need I mean, my GPA is fine, Mom. But I don't need a 4.0 to get into grad school because I don't want to go to grad school.
I think I put like too much pressure on myself because I'll like talk to my parents about it and stuff, and they're like, just get by. Like, you don't have to get all these like grades and stuff. They're like, just do your best and that's it. Just turn it in. And they're like, just be done with it, because they got to the point where it's like I was having such bad panic attacks. It's like it's not worth it.
No.
And so then that's when I had to tell myself, like, Caitlin, like,
Yeah, I feel that.
You know, I've kind of reached a point where I really don't stress out over school anymore.
And
Like-
it's like, I get to this, like, F it mentality.
Yeah,
And
I'm
then I just,
100%
like, stop
there.
doing what I need to do. And then it's like, I have to get a paper in and I have
Yeah.
an hour to write it. And then I, like, and then I do it and stuff. But it's just, like, I had this mentality of, like, it's just too much right now.
Yeah.
That I just don't do it. And then I, like, get my act together and I end up doing it. But it's like, I avoid things by doing other things. So I'll be cleaning, getting my laundry done, cooking, going grocery shopping, and doing all the other things that a normal human being needs to be doing.
Yeah.
But I'm doing it before my homework or before a paper, before a project, because it's just like really, like, just more and more stuff piles up. And I'm like, I just need to function as a, like, baseline human being and have food in my fridge.
Yeah.
Or, like, take a shower. Or just, like, baseline things that need to happen that aren't getting done because I have too much crap I got going on.
Yeah, as opposed to writing a paper.
As opposed to writing stupid paper. And then I turn in this paper that I worked an hour on. That's, like, 5 pages. I have 4.5, which was, like, I was really proud of myself for that. By the way. 4.5 out of 5. Not bad for an hour. Got it in on time, so I was like, I'll take the whatever it is for that half page that's not there. Obviously, it wasn't my best paper in the world because I wrote it in an hour. But like, it's just, like, the fact that I have to put myself in that kind of a stressful situation where I know, like, yes, sometimes in the real world that you're gonna be put in stressful situations.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'll actually be motivated because I'll be doing something that I like.
Because you're actually in the real world.
And because I'll actually be doing something that I like. I'm, like, writing a paper about
something that's pointless.
literally so pointless.
Yeah.
And that's how I look at it.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it now. Like,
Yeah.
that's why I don't stress really over school at all anymore. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like, when I actually look at it in the big picture, it's like, is this really going to make a difference?
Yeah.
No. So I try not to stress over it. Which, I mean, I don't know. The worst for me is like what she said a minute ago. Is like when I'm doing something, like if I'm working out because I actually like want to work out, or doing something I actually care about.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh shit, I gotta go to class here in a few minutes, and I go and we literally sit there and do
Yeah.
nothing, and I'm like, what?
And, like, yes, sometimes you're gonna have to do stuff that you don't want to do. But
Yeah.
It's like,
It's different than sitting there and
it's
doing literally
sitting
nothing.
there and not doing anything.
Or going and then being like, okay, it's a work day. Like, okay, a work day that I could have been using to do other stuff at home. Like, I don't need a work day for this class. I don't need
Instead
a
of
work
driving
day.
20 minutes there, sitting here for a 15-minute class, and then driving 20 minutes home just to continue, like, that's, no.
No, it's...
Yeah.
Looking back, like, at my experience at Peace, like, I like Peace. It's a cool place. But, like, I feel like, you know, especially like us making e-portfolios and things like that we need.
That
in
I'll
the
delete the day
adult
after it's due, by
world.
the way.
We can do it at home.
It's like, it's made me like reflect more on my experience at Peace. And it's kind of like,
Yeah.
to be paying so much, I haven't learned as much as I thought I would have. And it's kind of disappointing.
I could learn more going to Barnes & Noble and buying a book to read
It's
than
just
I
like, I
get
like
here.
Peace. Like, don't
It's
get
a
me
lot
wrong.
cheaper, too, by the way.
Like, the people I've met here, some of my professors, like, I'll always be
Oh.
grateful for them.
Yeah.
Good people that you
But,
meet. Like, that's
yeah.
not the issue.
Yeah, but I'm
It's just
disappointed
the
in my
environment.
education.
I feel like just the college environment at a small school has its drawbacks when it comes to technological advances and just lack of funds and resources.
Yeah. Well, and, like, us being seniors, like, we're on our way out, in theory. You guys for sure, me in theory. But it's just like, you know, as we're doing things that we need to do, like, to get ready to graduate and finish up, they're like, okay, now, you know, you need to be, like, telling the younger, you know, the freshmen and sophomores, like, what they need to be doing, like, to get to where you've gotten. I'm like,
And it's hard to know what to say.
and honestly, like, I know what I want to tell them. Like,
And it's sad
And it ain't
because,
good.
like, thinking back on
It
my
ain't good.
freshman year, it's like, I was looking into transferring hardcore, like, second semester in. And then I just decided to stay here because I liked the little campus feel. I liked the class.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I liked that you could meet the professors and stuff. But now it's like going to job interviews.
oh my,
And
yeah.
they see where, this is going to sound so bad, I don't mean it to,
I don't
but
care.
they see where I attend school, and when you're at Peace against UNC students in the comm department, UNC students are getting it.
Yeah.
Easy.
I haven't done anything. Like, I want to be, you know, on broadcasting, podcast, radio type thing, which, like, you know, that's kind of my passion. I haven't done anything here other than this podcast, which really isn't even a class.
No,
I haven't done
we do
anything
put it on
here.
for fun.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care to learn how to animate things. I don't. I don't care to learn how to edit. That's not my forte.
Yeah. And it's just like, I've thought about, like, should I go get my master's to really, like,
And, like,
know
To
things?
dig into what...
No.
But then it's like, I've been
Buddy.
so exhausted in this school, I'm done. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I
done
can't
for
do it.
education.
It's
like,
exhausting.
I'm done.
And for
It's
me, the
exhausting.
only social media class they have is blogging. I'm like, I don't want to blog, though. That's not the social media I want to do.
No.
And that's the only social media class that they offer here.
Yep.
Like, I'm grateful for Peace Times doing that every semester.
'Cause that's what we wanna do.
Journalism is, like, my
Yeah.
thing. And, like, I consider it fun. And it's good to have for portfolio, but
Yeah, like, I need to
feel like I'm
know.
doing that
Well, and
now.
it's not even a real class. It's a one-credit class.
a real class.
It's a real class, but still, it's a one-credit class.
And for, like, social media, I need to know how a company's social media should look different from an influencer's, or
Yep.
for different types of
like
companies.
Real stuff.
And like for
Real
different,
stuff.
like a lifestyle brand versus like a health insurance. Like
Yeah.
those two,
You're looking at like
those
real
two
stuff.
social media accounts will look so different because it's gearing to different people, and it's like I have learned none of that
They don't teach it here.
because that's not what they teach, and it's like.
And most colleges don't teach that stuff, by the way. It's not just
so
here.
It's like as like this whole like social media is a whole other job industry now that I'm trying to get into, bro. And you're not teaching me anything that I need to know about it. Like literally, there is one class in this entire university in this entire course catalog that applies to what I want to do. Like maybe marketing, like like all the marketing classes. But like as far as like social media specific, there's one, and it's blogging. I don't want to be a blogger.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like the other classes are pointless too, because it's like, oh, it's supposed to make you a well-rounded individual. Well, it's like not our passion, so it's not going to stick, and we're so stressed doing the assignments for that. It's kind of like we're applying for exams, and then it's going to go right out of our heads. So it's pointless.
I learned some stuff in cultural anthropology.
Cultural anthropology was my shiz. I loved that class.
I was like, way to widen my worldview. Awesome.
Yeah.
But like,
do I remember all the material?
No, not a clue. I just remember there being like a bunch of different marriages.
But you know what? It's the discussion part that I remember, like the full in-depth discussion part.
Oh,
but that's the
I
only
remember
class.
one time we were talking about religion, and I mean, being in the South, and there's not a lot of Catholics around here that I've met other than my roommate over here. Sup, dude? There's not a whole lot of Catholicism around here. I've learned.
Isn't.
Which is fine. Like,
Even though they have a ton of Catholic churches.
Yeah, it's very weird. I've got my peeps. It's fine. I'm good. I talked to my mom. But, like, they were talking about, like, different religions and stuff, and I was like, being Catholic, this is what Easter is in my realm over here. And we were talking about, like, Easter or something in, like, cultural anthropology. And then everyone just kind of was like, that's different. I'm like, yeah. Welcome to the world. There are people of all different things or whatever. And I'm just like, you don't get that. Like, yes, we have a diverse campus, I will say.
We do.
For a small school.
We do.
Because we were playing Meredith and women's lacrosse, and I was looking in the stands. I was like, you can definitely tell, like, which fans are ours and which fans are theirs.
Mm-hmm.
Not only because, like, they're a women's college and we have, like, men in our stands, but also just, like, diversity-wise. It's way more diverse than any other small school, at least in USA South, I think. Which I think it's great that we have that on our campus. But at the same time, like, there's so much that we could be doing. Wow, this, like, semester in review got really turned around.
I know, and that's
And
just...
me and Alex have to go.
We do have to go.
So,
Nanny.
Well,
want to wrap us up, Will?
Lord have mercy.
Live podcast on Tuesday.
Yeah, catch us if... Ooh. Her voice cracked.
I'll pull up the time.
So,
We're in session 4.
that's our semester in review. If you...
Slash how we feel
Live
about being in
podcast.
college.
Which is basically, yeah.
It's on Tuesday in Flowe 217 from 2:20 to 3:30 p.m.
And we'll be doing a Family Feud.
Family
We're
Feud.
going to be playing Family Feud. I mean,
Price is Right.
catch me being...
Steve Harvey over here is going to
over
have
there.
it covered.
I
lots
got
of fun.
you. Because I was talking to my mom one time, and she was like, Bergen, you need to shut up sometimes on that podcast and let other people talk. And I was like, you're right.
Well,
So I get to talk all I want.
That's right.
Because I'm hosting.
so, if you want to catch us Tuesday, feel free. We hope to see you. And until then, peace the heck out.